Good afternoon, and thank you very much for tuning in to Parliament Television today, 24th September 2025. And to be on live set, my name is Pauline Monga.
Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Posen Tindovi. Our sign language interpreter is Chola Kauma. And later on, Jenson Manda will pick it up. And let's quickly look at business that was considered on the floor of the House yesterday when business resumed at 14:30.
Business started with quite a number of announcements from the Honorable Madam Speaker. And in the first announcement, the Honorable Madam Speaker did acquaint the House with the presence in the Speaker's gallery of the following members of Parliament and staff from the Australian Parliament. And these included Honorable Milton Dick, MP, Speaker of the House of Representatives and Federal Member for the Oxley, Queensland. And also there was Mary Doyle, MP, Federal Member of Aston, Victoria, and Senator Claire Chandler, Senator for Tasmania, as well as Senator Deborah O'Neill, Senator for North South Wales.
Others were Senator Tammy Trio, Senator of Tasmania, Miss Natalia Van Dettel, Media Advisor to the Speaker, Miss Tony Mutrek, Delegation Secretary, Mr. Isaac Matia, Deputy Head of Mission, Australian High Commission, and not forgetting Mr. Francis Rodzi, a Political and Trade Office, Australian High Commission. On behalf of the National Assembly of Zambia, Madam Speaker did warmly welcome the distinguished guests to the National Assembly of Zambia.
And there was another group of visitors in which Madam Speaker did recognize in the public gallery, and these were from the United Church of Zambia Men's Christian Fellowship in Kabwe District. And Madam Speaker welcomed the visitors to the National Assembly.
The announcement which was made by the Right Honourable Madam Speaker was to inform the House that the Institute of Parliamentary Studies and Training, in collaboration with the Committee Department and the Parliamentary Budget Office, had organized a workshop on the budget approval process for the 2026 national budget. She said that the workshop would take place on Wednesday, 24th September 2025 from 08:30 hours to 12 hours in the amphitheater here at Parliament Buildings. And Madam Speaker further informed the House that the stakeholders listed were invited to the workshop, and these are...
And these are Her Honor the Vice President, presiding officers, Cabinet Ministers, Provincial Ministers, the Government Chief Whip, the Deputy Chief Whip, and also the Leader of the Opposition. Others included political party whips, chairpersons of committees, and vice chairpersons of committees. And in this regard, the Honourable Madam Speaker did encourage the invited stakeholders to attend the workshop and observe punctuality.
There was another announcement that was made on the floor of the House, and this is where Madam Speaker did remind the House that Tuesday, 23rd September 2025 was the last day for honourable members from the backbench to debate on motion of thanks. She stated that the front bench would take final 2 days, Wednesday, 24th September 2025, to debate the motion and to respond to the issues raised. She urged all those that had not debated yet to do so.
And in another announcement, the Honourable Madam Speaker informed the House that the President of the Republic of Zambia, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, would hold a meeting with chiefs at the Mulungushi International Conference Center in Lusaka on Wednesday, 24th September 2025. She stated that all honourable members were invited to attend the meeting.
The House did consider one urgent matter without notice, and there was a ministerial statement that was rendered on the floor of the House. And this ministerial statement came from the Minister of Energy, and it was on the status of electricity supply and load management. And the Minister did appraise the House on the current state of electricity generation and demand, and highlighted the measures that the government was taking to address the electricity crisis.
And after that, the House considered questions for oral answer number 17 to 19 under Standing Order 8. And after that, there was resumption of debate on the President's address to the House, moved by Chisamba Member of Parliament, Chushi Kasanda. And at the time, the business was suspended. The House was still debating this motion, and the Member of Parliament for Kanyama, Mr. Monti Chunkuli, was on the floor of the House. Business was suspended at 18:55 hours, and debate on the motion stood adjourned.
So basically, if you missed yesterday's business, that's what we could afford to just bring you to speed on what was considered on the floor of the House yesterday. So today I know you are anxiously waiting to know what you expect to be considered on the floor of the House, and won't let you down. And for now, let's just interest you to what is expected to be considered on the floor of the House. We do have questions for oral answer under Standing Order 80. These are ordinary questions. The first one will come from Mr. Hamwata Pemba, Member of Parliament, directing the question to the Minister of Justice. The member wants to know when the government will operationalize Kanchomba Local Court in Pemba District.
And we also have a question coming from Lobezi Member of Parliament, Mr. Raphael Mabenga, and is directing his question to the Minister of Local Government and Rural Development. He wants to know whether government has any plans to rehabilitate feeder roads in Lobezi district, and if so, when plans will be implemented, and what the estimated cost of the project is, and if there are no plans, why.
Third Member of Parliament, Mr. Emmanuel Tembo, wants to find out from the Minister of Home Affairs and Internal Security whether the government has any plans to construct a correctional facility in Luangwa district.
And after that, we expect the motion of thanks to continue, so there will be resumption of debate on the motion of thanks, the President's address, and this motion moved by Chisamba Member of Parliament, Chushi Kasanda. And as I mentioned earlier, at the time the business was being suspended yesterday, we had Kanyama Member of Parliament, Mr. Monty Chinkuli, who was debating or adding his voice to this motion that was being considered.
And just before the House starts debating the motion of thanks, we expect Mr. Simuzingili, Gwembe Member of Parliament, to ask the Minister of Transport and Logistics. The member wants to find out whether the government has any plans to establish harbours on the shores of Lake Kariba in the following districts: Siavonga, Gwembe and Senazongwe. As you can see on your screen, that's the Right Honourable Madam Speaker making our way to the chamber. That signifies as the commencement of today's business. Pauline and High.
Honourable Members of Parliament, Madam Speaker. Yeah.
And the King of Zambia, proud and free, land of faith and joy in unity, victors in the struggle for our right. We want freedom's fight, oh, one, strong and free. Africa is our own motherland, fashioned with and blessed by those who blend. Let us all our people join as one, brothers under the sun, oh, one, strong and free. One land and one nation is our cry. Dignity and peace in Zambia's sky, like a noble eagle in its flight. Zambia, praise to thee, oh, one, strong and free. Praise be to God, praise be, bless our great Zambia, Zambia, Zambia. Remain we stand under the flag of our land, Zambia, praise to thee, oh, one, strong and free.
Prayer. Almighty God, who in your infinite wisdom and providential goodness has appointed the offices of leaders and parliaments for the welfare of society and the just government of the people, we beseech you to consider with your abundant favor us, your servants, whom you have been pleased to call to the performance of such important responsibilities in this land. Let your blessing descend upon us here in Parliament assembled, and grant that we may, as in your presence, treat and consider all matters that shall come under our deliberation, in so just and faithful a manner as to promote your honor and glory, and to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of our country, and of those whose interests you have committed to our church. Amen. Order, honorable members, I have 3 announcements. The first one, honorable members, I wish to acquaint the House with the presence in the Speaker's Gallery of the following members of Parliament and staff of the Standing Committee in Public Accounts PAC from the National Assembly of Namibia. Honorable Mata Itope MP, Public Accounts Committee Deputy Chairperson and Leader of Delegation. Honorable Modestas Amute MP, Committee Member. Honorable Nelson Kalangula MP, Committee Member. Honorable Vaino Hangula MP, Committee Member. Honorable Elivastas Karonda MP, Committee Member. Honorable Marilyn Bakera MP, Committee Member. Honorable Michael Mwashingange MP, Committee Member. Mr. William H. Isaac, Deputy Director, Committee Services. Mr. Andreas Shivute, Chief Parliamentary Clerk. I wish on behalf of the National Assembly of Zambia to receive our distinguished guests and warmly welcome them in our midst. I thank you. You are welcome. Most welcome. The next announcement, honorable members, I wish to acquaint the House with the presence in the Speaker's Gallery of the following staff from the Parliament of Malawi. Mr. Chisomo Nguluve, Chief Broadcasting Officer. There are misters here, sorry. Miss Rejoice Shumba, Principal Broadcasting Officer. Miss Florence Siandalunda, Studio Engineer. I wish on behalf of the National Assembly of Zambia to receive our guests and warmly welcome them in our midst. I thank you. Most welcome. The last announcement, honorable members. Honorable members, I wish to recognize the presence in the public gallery of pupils and teachers from Chisamba Girls Academy in Chisamba District. On behalf of the National Assembly of Zambia, I warmly welcome our visitors in our midst. I thank you. The next item is not so popular, so we go to the next one. Urgent matters without notice, as there are no indications. The Honorable Member for Kalulushi.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and thank you for giving the good people of Kalulushi an opportunity to ask an urgent matter without notice directed at the Minister of Local Government. Madam Speaker, this afternoon, residents in Chambishi are lined up because of the poor state of roads. In 2020, Madam Speaker, they want to protest. I'm speaking, Madam Speaker, can I be protected from this side?
Let's give the honorable members
Thank you.
An opportunity to be heard.
Madam Speaker, in 2020, Chambishi Kalulushi was given 74 kilometers of roads, and then they were halted by Ministry of Local Government, and we were told they will get back to us. What is upsetting with the residents of Chambishi and Kalulushi is that we just saw a few days ago my dear brother there flagging off the township roads in Indola. My dear brother here, Ron, also has the same roads under local government, and they are wondering what is happening to Kalulushi. So I seek your intervention, since money was already allocated to Kalulushi, so that we can calm the residents. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Honorable Member for Kalulushi, I suggest you put in a question and also try to engage the Honorable Minister of Local Government. That's the only way to sort out these issues. So if we just come to the floor of the House, ask a question, it will take some time before those concerns are addressed. So if you want to readdress the issue, please, as advised, get in touch with the Minister of Local Government. Thank you. I hope you have bought the yellow machines. No, I'm just making a comment. Since the in thing is yellow machines. So, the Honorable Member for Kankoyo, urgent matter without notice.
I thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, my matter of urgent attention without notice goes to the Minister of Mines over the pollution my people in the constituents have been experiencing. We appreciate in the past the mines had started producing, using sulfur dioxide, commonly known as center, to produce acid. But in the past 45 days, August and September, I've seen the residents complaining complaining about chest pains and also irritation in their eyes because of the high level of pollution which is coming to the community. Just yesterday also, to add on, the people in Butondo, they are also subjected to a lot of dust pollution which is coming from the mining activities being done by Mupani. So I wanted to find out from the Minister of Mines what remedial action are being put to alleviate the suffering of the people of Kankoyo and Butondo, considering that in 2015 we lost the DC of Mufurira after being exposed to the same sulfur dioxide which is being polluted in Kankoyo. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Honorable members, I suggest you put in a question, an urgent question maybe, because you did not specify the circumstances. You didn't go in details to explain because we are not aware. You are referring to 2015 when the DC died because he was exposed. So definitely that goes far, far back. It's not an urgent matter anymore. So we don't know whether the government is aware. But the reason we raise these issues is so that the government is aware and something is done about it. So I suggest you put in an urgent question directed to the Honorable Minister of Mines. Thank you. So that concludes urgent matters without notice. Questions for oral answer under Standing Order 80. The Honorable Member for Pemba.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. On behalf of good people of Pemba constituency, question 20.
The Honorable Acting Minister of Justice. Yes.
Madam Speaker, Mr. Hamata, Pemba, to ask the Minister of Justice, when the government will operationalize local courts, Kanchomba local court in Pemba district, and B, what the cause of the delay in operationalizing the court is, Madam Speaker, I wish to inform the House that A, Hamondo local court, being referred to as Kanchomba local court, in the Pemba district has not been operational since April 2025 due to a dispute that arose between the traditional leadership and the local court staff. B, the Office of the Registrar is engaging the House of Chiefs for possible resolution to ensure that Hamondo local court is operational as soon as possible. Madam Speaker, I thank you.
Thank you. Supplementary questions. The Honorable Member for Pemba.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. Honorable Minister, the good people of Pemba constituency would want to know whether the chiefdom has absolute power to close the local court.
The Honorable Acting Minister of Justice.
They don't have absolute power.
The Honorable Member for Gwembe.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Honorable Minister, thank you for the answers you have given. Honorable Minister, I want to find out what kind of dispute arose between the chiefdom and the local authority, because we thought that the local authorities operate independently. Thank you.
The Honorable Acting Minister of Justice.
Madam Speaker, this is why I said the Office of the Registrar is engaging the House of Chiefs for possible resolution to ensure that Hamondo local court is operational as soon as possible. So it's at the level of engagement.
Thank you. The Honorable Member for Pemba.
Thank you so much, Honorable Minister, for your response. Probably the good people of Pemba constituency would want to know how long it will take. As you have rightly responded, this dispute arose on the 25th February 2025. Since then, this local court hasn't been operational. And so far, 3 local court magistrate officers have left this place, putting too much stress on our people, especially that justice need to be delivered without delay. How long would it take? Thank you.
Thank you. The Honorable Acting Minister of Justice.
Madam Speaker, I was verbally informed this afternoon that a group from the judiciary will be going there next week, and then thereafter we'll see how it goes.
Anyways, constituency based, I think let's make progress. Honorable Member for Pemba, you've asked the 2 questions already. It's just 2 questions. That's it. The only person maybe I can allow is Honorable Member for Mukoshi South.
Honorable Minister, the MP for Pemba has said that the local court officers have since left the place. How long is it going to take for you to finish the engagement so that these local court officers can go back? Thank you, Madam Speaker.
The Honorable Minister, Acting Minister of Justice.
I refer you to my previous answer.
Interesting. We don't even know what caused the dispute, but let's make progress. Next question, the Honorable Member for Feira.
Point of order, Madam Speaker. Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, question 21. Thank you.
Before I call on the Minister, what is the point of order? Honorable Member Fonkana.
Madam Speaker, everything tendered in this August House goes into the answered for the sake of record. When the Minister stands up to respond, it's not just for the members here, it's for the public and it's for record's sake. Is the Minister of Education in order to answer the way he's answered, and this House is okay with it? I think he needs to answer appropriately to the question. I seek your indulgence.
What statutory standing order are you referring to? What is the breach?
Madam Speaker, it's on procedures of this House.
There is nothing like
71, even 71 can guide, Madam Speaker.
Order, Honorable Member Fonkana. Since you have failed to cite the standing order which is breached, the point of order is not admitted. The next one is the Honorable Acting Minister of Home Affairs and Internal Security to answer question number 21.
Most obliged, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, Honorable Emmanuel Tembo, Member of Parliament for Fera constituency, asked the Minister of Home Affairs and Internal Security the following questions. A, whether the government has any plans to construct a correctional facility in Ruangwa district. B, if so, when the plans will be implemented. And C, if there are no such plans, why? Madam Speaker, in responding to the questions asked by the Honourable Member, I wish to state as follows. A, the government has plans to construct a modern facility of 400 inmates holding capacity correctional facility in Ruangwa district. So yes, there is a plan. B, the plans to construct a correctional facility in Ruangwa district will be implemented when funds are made available. C, the government has plans to construct a correctional facility and therefore the why is non-applicable. I thank you.
Thank you. Supplementary questions. The Honourable Member for Feira.
Just to thank the Minister of Home Affairs and Internal Security's response through the Minister of Defense that the plans are indeed there. However, in B, the Minister states that the plans will only be implemented.
Maybe just by way of correction, the Honourable Minister of Defense was answering in his capacity as Acting Minister of Home Affairs and Internal Security. If you may proceed.
Thank you for that correction, Madam Speaker. Yes, indeed. I'm quite uncomfortable with the answer in B, which is that when funds are made available, because that is, not an exact answer. Minister, would you give a period when these funds would be available to construct this correction facility? Because as you know, our youths are not employed. There are various crimes relating to wildlife and many other things. So I think this is important, and perhaps give us at least an estimated period. I thank you.
Thank you. The Honourable Acting Minister of Home Affairs and Internal Security.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker, and thanks very much, Honourable Member of Parliament for Ruangwa. Honourable Member, I'm so sorry that you are uncomfortable with the answer as given. I would love, honestly, I would love to tell you the next budget year we are on, but unfortunately I do not have that for knowledge as to when the necessary funds will be made available. So you just have to trust the government that as soon as funds are available, we shall oblige. Thank you.
Thank you. The Honorable Member for Ron.
Madam Speaker, thank you very much for allowing me to ask the follow-up question. Honorable Acting Minister of Home Affairs and Internal Security, it's gratifying to hear that indeed government has got plans to construct the correctional facility in Feira constituency. You have indicated that the holding capacity will be 400. Madam Speaker, I would want to find out from the Honorable Acting Minister if you can break down this 400 capacity in terms of holding, whether we shall have male, how many female, how many, or indeed including the juvenile holding cells. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
The Honorable Acting Minister of Home Affairs and Internal Security.
Madam Speaker, I wish I was forewarned. I would have brought those statistics. Unfortunately, I do not have them offhand and I cannot say. But if you so wish, definitely if you see me after this session, I should be able to avail the breakdowns. Thank you.
Thank you. The Honorable Member for Mukushi South.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. For the Minister to indicate that the capacity is 400, meaning that they must have done the feasibility studies. May you share with this House and the country at large how much was the cost of the feasibility studies?
The Honorable Acting Minister of Home Affairs and Internal Security.
The cost of feasibility studies is not part and parcel of this question. And so, again, if you so wish, please see me afterwards. I'll be able to avail the information. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
The Honorable Member for Shiwangandu.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, mine is a rider on both the follow-up question from Honorable Sopa and Honorable MP for Ron. Honorable Minister, Luangwa is a growing district, and certainly planning for 400 inmates would be a serious underestimation. However, how are you servicing? Because I know that Luangwa has got a sub-court which is dealing with matters of, I can see the Honorable Minister of Infrastructure, Mamaring, I think he's got a plan. How are you serving that area, Acting Minister of Home Affairs, in terms of correction facility, looking at the distances between Luangwa and the nearby facility, probably which could be Nyemba? May I know how you are servicing the area? I thank you, Madam Speaker.
The Honorable Acting Minister of Home Affairs and Internal Security.
Madam Speaker, if and when the courts have done their job and the victims are incarcerated or condemned to be in a correctional center, the facilities are there in terms of transportation to the next nearest facility, Madam Speaker. That's what we use. We just simply transport them there and accommodate them accordingly. I thank you.
Thank you. The Honorable Member for Feira.
Thank you once again, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, risking to be given an answer that it wasn't in the question. I wanted to find out, Minister, Luangwa district actually also caters for Rufunsa, nearby Rufunsa district, in terms of the courts and the inmates or even remandees. Now I wanted to find out in terms of the nature of this correctional facility, because these are now facilities to correct the behavior of our people. What kind of facilities in terms of corrections
for instance, agriculture and many other skills. That is there any plans related to what the issue I've raised? I thank you.
The Honorable Acting Minister of Home Affairs and Internal Security.
Madam Speaker, I didn't get the last. Is there any plans to do something? I didn't get the last bit. Maybe
the Honorable Member for Feira can repeat the question.
The last bit.
Thank you, Minister. My question relates to facilities that will be in that correctional institution, in terms of, because obviously we will not just keep these people there, but in terms of correcting their behavior. There are things like skills that are provided there in terms of agriculture, automobile repair, and many other things. Those are the issues that I want to hear from you, Minister. I thank you.
The Honorable Acting Minister of Home Affairs and Internal Security.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker, and thank you very much, Honorable Member of Parliament for the area, Luangwa. In terms of the correctional facilities that would be available, this is a standard correctional facility, as it were, 400 inmates. It includes life-saving skills such as carpentry, automotive, bricklaying, agriculture definitely, and so on. So it's a package that goes with the 400 capacity inmate correctional service. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much. The next question, the Honorable Member for Mulobezi.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker, for giving the good people of Mulobezi to ask question number 22.
The Honorable Acting Minister of Local Government and Rural Development.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Honorable Member for Mulobezi, Honorable Mabenga, is asking the Minister of Local Government and Rural Development the following 4 questions. A, whether the government has any plans to rehabilitate feeder roads in Mulobezi district. B, if so, when the plans will be implemented. C, what the estimated cost of the project is. And D, if there are no such plans, why? Madam Speaker, in response to the questions raised by Honorable Mabenga, I wish to inform this august House that A, the government has plans to rehabilitate feeder roads in Mulobezi district. B, the plans will be implemented once funds are made available. C, the estimated cost of the project will be known once a full condition assessment of the priority road network is done and the Bill of Quantities, POQ, are prepared. D, plans are there as stated in A. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much. Supplementary questions? The Honorable Member for Mulobezi.
Yeah, thank you very much, Madam Speaker, for that good answer. But I want to find out from the Honorable Minister, is there an indicative period as to when these feed roads will be rehabilitated? Because the rain season is coming and the roads are becoming impassable. Thank you.
The Honorable Acting Minister of Local Government and Rural Development.
Madam Speaker, I think this is a similar question asked about the precise timing that was asked a bit earlier. When we say when funds are made available, this is really dependent upon budget availability. However, I think in most local governments, yellow machines have been procured. I hope Mulobezi has also done the same. So I think that where it is pure maintenance of feeder roads, those that can be done with available feeder machines, we ask that the local authority in the area using the machines that are available and the fuels that can be procured, start the process whilst waiting for proper rehabilitation when funds are available. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. The Honorable Member for Mulobezi.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Yeah, it's good to have the yellow machine, but unfortunately, for Mulobezi we don't have the yellow machine because the CDF money is not enough to buy those equipment as compared to the priorities. Now, what I want to find out from you, Honorable Minister, is that is it possible maybe to capitalize, to buy more equipment for the ZNS so that we can hire from them? Thank you.
The Honorable Acting Minister of Local Government and Rural Development.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I think the first answer is CDF is distributed equitably. In other words, equal amounts to all constituencies. So there are certain constituencies that have bought these machines. And it is expected that if Mulobezi had felt that this is a priority, I think they would have procured. With reference to Zambia National Service, I can assure him that Zambia National Service do have machines in the province that can be hired. I know this because I was involved in hiring some of the equipment not long ago. So maybe you can check with ZNS within the province, see if they will be in a position to hire them from them. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. The next question, the Honorable Member for Gwembe.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Question number 23.
The Honorable Minister of Transport and Logistics.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, Mr. Tyson Simu Zingiri, to ask the Minister of Transport and Logistics a four-part question. A, whether the government has any plans to establish harbors on the shores of Lake Kariba in the following districts. 1, Siavonga. 2, Gwembe. And lastly, 3, in Sinazongwe. B, Madam Speaker, if so, when the plans will be implemented. In C, what the estimated cost of establishing each harbor is. And lastly, Madam Speaker, in Part D, if there are no such plans, why? Madam Speaker, in response to the question raised by the Honourable Member of Parliament for Siavonga Parliamentary Constituency, I wish to inform this August House as follows. A, yes, government has plans to establish harbors across the country, including those on the shores of Lake Kariba in Siavonga, Gwembe, and indeed in Sinazongwe districts. In Part B, Madam Speaker, construction works for the Siavonga, Gwembe, and Sinazongwe harbors are scheduled to commence in 2026. A consultant was engaged to undertake feasibility studies and prepare detailed engineering designs for the 3 harbors. The consultant has since submitted pre-feasibility studies and preliminary designs which have since been approved. C, the engineer's estimated cost of constructing each harbor is as follows. 1, Siavonga Harbor, 40 million kwacha. 2, Chipepo Harbor, 18 million kwacha. And lastly, 3, Sinazongwe Harbor, 34 million kwacha. As stated in A, government does have plans to establish the 3 harbors on the shores of Lake Kariba. Madam Speaker, I thank you.
Thank you. Supplementary questions. The Honorable Member for Gwembe.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Thank you, Honorable Minister, for such an elaborate explanations. Honorable Minister, we appreciate that the constructions will start in 2026. However, Honorable Minister, is it possible that as we wait for this establishment, we can have our boats running so that we don't wait until they are established for the boats to start running through the 3 districts?
Thank you. The Honorable Minister of Transport and Logistics.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And in response to the follow-up question by the Honourable Member, I wish to state that, Madam Speaker, as in many, many other water bodies around the country, places like Mpulungu, where indeed harbour facilities are not in the sort of state that would want them to be, we, however, do not prohibit the movement of water vessels on these water bodies. I think that government's responsibility to move to improve our harbours is obviously in a way to promote a safe way of our people having to carry out their day-to-day business on these our water bodies. So there is absolutely nothing that prohibits that in the absence of these well-structured harbour facilities, which would obviously have modern landing jetties, I'm sure that there are ways in which the locals have actually been improvising. Madam Speaker, thank you.
Thank you. The Honorable Member for Convention.
Madam Speaker, thank you for the opportunity to direct a follow-up question to the Minister of Transport. Honorable Minister, you have confirmed that designs are ready and that amounts have been estimated, and this money, I believe, is government expenditure, meaning it has to sit in our national budget for us to be able to implement these 3 very, very important projects. Madam Speaker, my question to the Minister: who is going to operate these facilities, considering that government is spending? Do we foresee the private sector being allowed to manage these facilities, or we will run these facilities, considering that we are spending money, Madam Speaker, from taxpayers' money? I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. The Honorable Minister of Transport and Logistics.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and thank you to the Honourable Member for Kamfisa for a very intelligent question. And to that, Madam Speaker, I'll say that because of the perhaps not so much commercial viability in this particular sector, government does have a social responsibility to provide for its citizens. We do hope that as we reconstruct this country's economy and improve economic activity, we hope that government may create the sort of enabling environment indeed where even the private sector would deem it fit to be able to provide such services. I have recently, Madam Speaker, allow me to give this example, that I've been to the shores of Lake Tanganyika and appreciated the sort of harbour infrastructure that we have in that particular area, that it leaves really, really much to be desired. And yet the water body, with 1.5 kilometer in depth and 700 kilometers in terms of length, offers massive commercial viability that we're actually trying to move to promote business activity, where in fact we may incentivize through the Ministry of Finance that perhaps we may zero rate the sort of infrastructure, rather equipment required for shipbuilding, because we need to be able to actually promote shipbuilding inland, and that this is the direction this administration is hoping to move, so that our people around water bodies are indeed not disadvantaged, and that we may create local economies in all these areas. Madam Speaker, I thank you.
Thank you very much. The Honorable Member for Dudumwezi.
Madam Speaker, thank you very much for giving me an opportunity to ask a question. Honorable Minister, thank you so very much for ensuring that those 3 areas are given harbors which are going to actually promote a lot of businesses around the people in those 3 areas. However, my question is, according to your visibility studies, you have itemized the amounts of money that are going to be spent. Did you go further to, in your visibility studies, to look at how much each harbor is expected to give us revenue, either on a monthly basis or annual basis? How much are we expected once these harbors are fully operational? Thank you so very much.
Thank you. The Honorable Minister of Transport and Logistics.
Madam Speaker, I beg to differ. We have not conducted any visibility studies. What we have done are feasibility studies. And that, Madam Speaker, we believe in the concept of the Chinese Belt and Road phenomenon in infrastructure development. Take infrastructure and that development will follow. So for now, all we know is that we need to facilitate our people, and we believe it is that facilitation which will ultimately spur economic activity, and that we are not so preoccupied under the circumstances to look at what indeed we may take out, as opposed to being able to allow our people to conduct safe business on these water bodies. Madam Speaker, thank you.
Thank you very much. The Honorable Member for Chipili.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Honorable Minister, in your statement, you stated that you stated that you are going to do this project in 2026. Now, looking at the physical space for 2025, where we are failing to, as a government, I'm saying where we, as a government, failing to fund some of the projects in CDF, like in my constituency. Some of the projects have not taken off because of physical space, because the money cannot be released. Now, in 2026, it will be a general election. Are you sure that the government is going to mobilize resources for these projects and then for general election? Assure the members there that yes, it will be done. If you fail, they will prosecute you. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
The Honorable Minister of Transport and Logistics.
Madam Speaker, one wonders whether the Honourable Member for Chipili was trying to create a light moment. Indeed, thank you for that follow-up question. And just to say that the Honourable Member must obviously be patient and be able to look at what the Honourable Minister of Finance will be presenting in the 2026 budget. Yeah. What this government does is that we have promoted budget integrity. And because of the activity of undertaking elections in 2026, that is indeed a separate budget line. And if we have contemplated that we must also be able to look at harbors, yes, indeed, that will be a separate budget line, and elections must not affect developmental progress. Madam Speaker, thank you.
Thank you. The Honorable Member for Siavonga.
Madam Speaker, thank you very much. Honorable Minister, we want to appreciate the positive response coming from the government, from your ministry, that indeed come 2026, these 3 districts will receive the construction of the harbors. Honorable Minister, can you comfort these 3 districts a little bit more by indicating the period the construction will take, so that our people will be expecting that after such a period, they'll be able to use the facilities? I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. The Honorable Minister of Transport and Logistics.
Madam Speaker, I will be reluctant as to go to such an extent as to giving such a government assurance of such a specific period within which such an undertaking will be completed. Madam Speaker, I thank you.
Thank you. The Honorable Member for Luena.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Honorable Minister, a lot of excitement has been elicited as a result of you mentioning that there will be harbour facilities being constructed in those 3 districts. Are you in a position to indicate in a little bit more detail what facilities will actually be constructed, or these are probably going to be fishing docking points, or will they include passenger handling facilities and so on and so forth? Thank you.
Thank you. The Honorable Minister of Transport and Logistics.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and thank the Honourable Member for that follow-up question, and perhaps taking each harbour one at a time. In the case of, for instance, Yavonga, we do intend that, considering the existing jetties are totally dilapidated, we would obviously have to rehabilitate and expand these landing jetties, and obviously improve on the waste management processes at that particular harbour. We will also need to engage council to resolve land encroachments. Madam Speaker, we are always lamenting as government that there is these strategic pieces of land, such as the ones in the harbours, the ones around railway lines, and indeed those that are around airports, that these are not parcels of land that are actually earmarked for marking off, and that those that build on such strategic pieces of land do so at their own peril, because they shall never receive title deeds. And I hate to imagine the worst case scenario of what happens to a property constructed on such parcels of land. In the case of Gwembe District, Madam Speaker, we hope that obviously again engage with Chief Chipepo and the local authority again to secure land in that particular area, as well as provide new jetties, incorporate pollution control measures, and indeed rely more on alternative power sources such as solar. In the case of Sinazongwe, Madam Speaker, there is only one dilapidated landing jetty, so we would obviously be looking at, obviously rehabilitating that and expanding, putting up more, and that apart from that, we also need to conduct some land reclamation owing to some erosion which obviously has taken place over time. That designs in this area must include embankment protection, drainage, and phased reclamation. Madam Speaker, these and indeed many other facilities that will improve the promotion of water transport in these areas. Madam Speaker, I thank you.
Thank you. The clerk will now read the order of the day.
Thanks. The President's address, motion of 16th December, I beg your pardon, motion of 16th September, resumption of debate.
When debate was interrupted yesterday, Tuesday, 23rd September 2025, the House was considering the motion moved by the Honorable Member for Chisamba that the thanks of this Assembly be recorded for the exposition of public policy contained in the President's address, and the Honorable Member for Kanyama was debating. May the Honorable Member continue.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Before I was interrupted, I was looking at 3 aspects through which corruption can be fought. We looked at independence of these institutions. We looked at the investment, and we looked at the action from the leaders. Now, we said action from the leaders have actually acted in a sense that they have tried to make sure that these institutions are well funded so that they can, do their work. Then we looked at the. I'm being disrupted here.
Proceed, Honorable Member. We are listening. You have the floor.
Yes. Those are the issues that we looked at. Madam Speaker, you realize that the government has actually achieved and brought the levels, of corruption to something that is manageable. Madam Speaker, you may take note that corruption undermines governance, and because of that, you realize that the public perception is eroded, misallocated of resources, coupled with the stagnation in the economy, and as a result of that, you realize that inequality increases, and this is what the government is trying to avoid. Madam Speaker, we are complaining that we don't have these resources, don't have that. It's because of corrupt acts that have taken precedency to make sure that whatever should have gone to the people, like in Kanyama there, those vulnerable people, those funds go into people's pockets. Now, because of the diligence through which the government is trying to fight this scourge, we are seeing results in a sense that if you compare from where coming from to now, you realize that in 2018, the corruption indicators were at 27%. 2019, they came to about 28%. But from 2021, you realize that they have come to 33%. And now, Madam Speaker, we are sitting at 39%, which is a good indicator that we are managing this case. Madam Speaker, I submit.
Thank you very much. Honorable members, just to note that today and tomorrow have been reserved for honorable ministers to respond. But I noticed that there's a long list of honorable members who have not yet debated. But with announcements were made, so we go according to our plan of work. So we start with the Honorable Minister of Defense.
Madam Speaker, in contributing to the motion of thanks to the presidential address, first and foremost, I wish to thank you for according me this opportunity to contribute to the motion of thanks to the address of the President of the Republic of Zambia and Commander-in-Chief of the Defense Force, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, delivered at the official opening of the 5th session of the 13th National Assembly on Friday, 12th September 2025. Let me also commend my fellow members of Parliament who have already made valuable contributions to the presidential address. Madam Speaker, allow me to congratulate Mr. President for a well-articulated and insightful speech themed consolidating economic and social gains towards a prosperous, resilient, and equitable Zambia. The President clearly outlined the progress made in advancing our economic and social transformation agenda over the past 4 years since the UPND came to power. The country has regained market confidence, restored growth, and strengthened the rule of law. For my ministry, sustainable peace and enhanced security remain paramount in supporting the realization of the national vision and aspirations for for improved livelihoods. Madam Speaker, the President highlighted the commendable agricultural performance, particularly in the 2024-2025 farming season. I am proud to note that my ministry has been contributing to food security and played a very key role in achieving the bumper harvest of the 3.7 million metric tons of maize. Furthermore, from the Zambia National Service and aligned millers, my ministry supported government's efforts to stabilize the price of mielie meal by producing and distributing affordable prices across the country. We remain committed to continuing our contribution to socio-economic development in agriculture, in health and infrastructure, while ensuring that peace and security are sustained. Because as you know, Madam Speaker, without peace, there cannot be any development at all. Madam Speaker, the President also underscored the importance of instilling discipline, patriotism, and accountability in our youths. We are proud to be part of government's initiative to reintroduce voluntary national service training, which will equip our young people with life-saving, life-sustaining skills and empower them to become innovative and self-reliant. My ministry stands ready to contribute actively to this noble cause. Madam Speaker, on infrastructure development, the President's emphasis resonates with the ongoing works of my ministry. Through the services, we have been proactive in infrastructure development, including participation in the construction of Kasama Airport and Nakonde Airport. The Ministry of Defense remains committed to supporting infrastructure development and enhancing connectivity to stimulate trade and commerce. Would like to inform the members that the ministry, through Zambia National Service, is ready to assist anybody from any constituency as concerns infrastructure development, especially roads. Madam Speaker, in conclusion, I wish to assure this august House that the Ministry of Defense will continue to create a conducive environment for a diversified economy through improved delivery of defense services. Further, we affirm our unwavering commitment to ensuring sustainable peace and security for the prosperity of our nation. One Zambia, one nation. Madam Speaker, I thank you.
Thank you. The Honorable Minister of Education.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. On behalf of the Minister of Education, I wish to sincerely thank you for according me this distinguished honor to convey before this House our profound gratitude to the Republican President, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, for his inspiring and comprehensive address during the official opening of the 5th session of the 13th National Assembly. The President's address has once again reaffirmed his vision of consolidating our economic and social gains towards a prosperous, resilient, and equitable Zambia. For us in the education sector, his emphasis on education as the greatest equalizer and inheritance for our children is both motivating and reassuring. Madam Speaker, we particularly commend the reaffirmation of the gains of the free education policy introduced in 2022, which has enabled over 2.3 million children, irrespective of socio-economic background, to return to school. Equally notable are the ambitious investments in the education system highlighted by our Republican President. There is the construction of 166 new secondary schools, over 2,800 classroom blocks under the enhanced CDF, the procurement of 1.6 million desks, and the ongoing development, early childhood and university infrastructure. These interventions will significantly expand access to quality education across the country. We further applaud the President's emphasis on teacher recruitment, 42,000 of them since 2022, with an additional 2,000 this year. The expansion of the homegrown school feeding program, which now benefits over 4.6 million learners across 106 districts, is another milestone in the education sector. These measures are transformative and will contribute to the improved equity, inclusion, and learning outcomes for our children. Madam Speaker, we also take note of the President's call for patriotism, peace, and national unity as the foundation of sustainable development. As a ministry, we remain steadfast in our commitment to instilling these noble values in our learners through the new curriculum, civic education, and character formation. I wish to assure the Republican President and this august House that the new curriculum is being rolled out in a phased and systematic manner, which commenced this year, featuring with early childhood education level 1, grade 1, and Form 1. Further, in 2026, the implementation will be extended to early childhood education level 2, grade 2, and Form 2. Madam Speaker, on this occasion, we pledge that the Ministry of Education will faithfully translate the President's policy direction into tangible outcomes. We shall accelerate the implementation of ongoing programs, strengthen collaboration with stakeholders, and ensure that education continues to drive innovation, inclusivity, and job creation. Madam, in conclusion, allow me to once again express our profound gratitude to our Republican President for his unwavering leadership and visionary guidance. On behalf of the ministry, I reaffirm our steadfast commitment to translating his vision for a better Zambia into concrete action, ensuring that every child, without exception, benefits from quality and inclusive education, thereby securing a brighter future for our nation. Madam Speaker, I thank you.
Thank you very much. The Honorable Minister of Agriculture.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Thank you for allowing me, Madam Speaker, to add my voice to the President's address during the official opening of the 5th session of the 13th National Assembly on Friday, 12th September. Madam Speaker, I want to sincerely thank our President, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, President of the Republic of Zambia, for a very progressive and indeed informative speech delivered during the address to the House. Madam Speaker, allow me to take this opportunity to reaffirm the government's unwavering commitment to transforming Zambia's agricultural sector into an engine of prosperity, food security, and job creation. Madam Speaker, the progress highlighted in the presidential address is not merely a collection of statistics. It is testament to the resilience of our farmers, the boldness of our reforms, and the power of collaboration between the public and private sector. Madam Speaker, I will begin by clearly stating with unwavering conviction, and I hope that Honorable Fuwe is listening, unwavering conviction that to assert that Zambia's historic bumper harvest is not merely a statistical anomaly or a transient success. It is an irrefutable, Madam Speaker, irrefutable testament to the transformative power of this government's policies. Madam Speaker, I note you are looking for him. He's seated on my right. Honorable Fuwe is there. The resilience, Madam Speaker, is the resilience of our farmers and the collective will of a nation that is determined, Madam Speaker, to reclaim its agricultural destiny. Therefore, to downplay this achievement is to disregard the sweat of millions of our Zambian farmers. It is to disregard, Madam Speaker, the precision of our reforms and the data that is actually speaking for itself. Madam Speaker, I listened to a debate yesterday, and that moved me very strongly to debate this morning and concentrate only on statistics. Madam Speaker, let me put it on record that this bumper harvest is undeniable. Numbers, Madam Speaker, speak for themselves. Madam Speaker, skeptics may question the scale of our progress, but that is the evidence. That is the evidence that is there, that it is unassailable. Madam Speaker, you cannot question statistics. 1 + 1 is 2. No matter how you think, it's 2. That's it. Madam Speaker, maize production surged from 1.5 million metric tons to 3.7 million metric tons.
Apologies, there is an indication for a point of order. But this point of order, Honorable Member for Chilubi, you were seated there until the Honorable Minister mentioned your name. That's when you went back, and now you want to raise a point of order. What's the point of order?
Much, Madam Speaker. You are right to say I was seated there peacefully.
No,
until I was drawn into the debate by the minister. Madam Speaker, is the minister in order to purport that it is government policy that has driven the bumper harvest this year, not God, who has distributed rainfall? I'm still going on. Who has distributed rainfall in the 3 agroecological zones? And then the number of farmers has been constant. You can agree with me. From 2021 to today. And there is no increment. Then many of the private sector, private citizens have gotten into agriculture because of the pricing. That's that one effect of the maize. And it's not what he is mentioning. Is in order to draw the innocent name of the people of Chilubi, who referred to proportion of the farmers, who referred to the proportion of the nation then, and I mentioned 3.5 million people from independence. Today, I said the population density is 19.24 per square kilometer. Is in order to draw the name of the people of Chilubi in his debate. I am quoting according to the relevance of speech 71, Standing Order 71. I submit, Madam Speaker.
Honorable Member for Chilubi, this is the term that has been allocated to the Honorable Ministers to respond to the issues that were raised by backbenchers in their debate. So the Honorable Minister is trying to respond to those issues. And you cannot use the point of order, Honorable Member, to counter what the Honorable Minister is saying. There must be a specific breach that has occurred on the floor of the House for you to be able to raise a point of order which can be admitted. So on that ground, the point of order that we have raised, Honorable Member for Chilubi, is not admitted. May we allow the Honorable Minister to continue?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Thank you so much for your protection. Madam Speaker, I was bewildered, confused, totally surprised with the economic theories that I was hearing yesterday, totally amazed. Madam Speaker, what dumbfounded, thank you. What type of statistical analysis is this, where you believe that the government has put up good pricing and therefore are producing more, and then you deny that that's not government policy? Madam Speaker, help me on this one. What type of thinking is it? In 2011, Madam Speaker, I sat on that side of this House, and I heard then Minister of Finance who said, Madam Speaker, we are not a government that is going to bask in the empty glory of statistical euphoria. Now, today I'm giving statistics. The President gave statistics. And someone is denying statistics that we have moved from 1.5 to 3.7. Madam Speaker, where is this government going? Why can't people join in when something good has happened so that the country develops? Where are we heading? Madam Speaker, where are we heading? I want to repeat. How can someone come in here and say, we are not a government that will bask in the empty glory of statistical euphoria? Now today, Maybe that minister was right, because this misunderstanding of statistics is worrying, Madam Speaker, for a person like me, who saw 1.5 to 3.7. And it is better to say it's not 3.7, it appears it's 4 million metric tons. That's the type of contribution I would like to hear. Madam Speaker, soya beans propelled, Madam Speaker, propelled from... There's another one who says people wanted speeches. Madam Speaker, please, may I guide my colleagues on the left to join in productive debate. Madam Speaker, we are the major exporter of seed. Major exporter in Africa of seed. In Africa. We should be proud of that. Madam Speaker, the increases in soybeans have almost doubled. Wouldn't we sit in here and say, can we just enhance this minister's input as a group so that Zambia can reach the real potential of agriculture? That is what we expect, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, on page 10 of the document, the President talked about 40 mechanization centers and 10 centers of excellency, and indicated that 2,500 farmers had actually accessed, Madam Speaker, the services of these mechanization centers. And here we come in this house and start denying things like that. Why wouldn't someone come to the Minister of Agriculture? We show you invoices of who paid. A number of these honorable members here used the services of those tractors. A number of them. But there we were denying that these services are not there. Madam Speaker, let me educate one of the speakers that a center of excellency is where you have got a larger number of tractors, larger number of equipment, and people go there for training. But the 40 centers, that is where you can hire. And Madam Speaker, I'm happy to tell the nation that we have bought more tractors and there is more power of mechanization being taken to the different regions of Zambia. May I take this opportunity, Madam Speaker, to give information to the nation, just like I did a few days ago, that we have taken out the issue of NAPSA to screen our farmers. Today, Madam Speaker, I'm happy to add that critical issue of the 10 bags which the farmers are supposed to sell. Madam Speaker, as a listening government, we have listened and we have taken that away. Now, thank you. You don't have to sell those 10 bags, Madam Speaker. You just need to sell if you want to FRA or any other place. We will still consider you on FISIP. So the NAPSA issue is taken away. The issue of the 10 bags is taken away. Madam Speaker, that's the type of government we need, which listens to people. Thank you. Thank you. Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker.
Order, honorable members. Honorable Minister, just repeat so that we are okay.
I thank you, Madam Speaker. That's why we love you, Madam Speaker. Number one, Madam Speaker, for FISIP this year, you will no longer be screened using the NAPSA picture. You are free. Even if NAPSA captures you, we will still give you FISIP. Number two, Madam Speaker, we had asked the farmers to contribute to the National Strategic Reserve by selling 10 bags. But there's been a cry, Madam Speaker, to say that is a harsh position. We have excluded that. You don't have to sell your 10 bags to FRA to be considered for FISIP. Very good news, Madam Speaker. Very good news. Thank you for allowing me, Madam Speaker. Let me not disturb that very powerful message. Allow me to end there, Madam Speaker, but just to say that agriculture is getting where it's supposed to be up there. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Correct.
You have finished the PF. You have finished the PF.
Thank you. The honorable member for Chirubi is not still happy. He's still not happy. Say, anyway, at least you say.
You have finished the
Okay, thank you. The honorable provincial minister for Western Province.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for the opportunity to appreciate the speech which was delivered by the head of state on the 12th of September in this house. From our point of view as Western Province, we think that posterity shall hold it as one of the most inspiring speeches delivered by a sitting president in this country. It inspired hope and demonstrated progress. On this basis, we want to congratulate the president and to encourage him for demonstrating capacity, resilience, and tenacity in the face of adversity during the 4 years. Zambians now can exude a sigh of relief because we can see the light arising out of his efforts. We affirm the president's speech because it arises from the fact that 4 years ago he took over a divided and a bankrupt country, shackled down by debt, which was subsequently compounded by the COVID pandemic that ensued, as well as the worst drought in living memory. Instead of relenting, he put his hands to the wheel and dumbfounded even his strongest critics by his excellency performance. He was able to increase the poultry 1.6 CDF allocation, which his predecessors even failed to pay. He increased to 25.7 million and he now stands at 6.1 million. Because of this arrangement, a number of councils in Western Province are able to do their roads now because they've got equipment. Among those are Kaoma, Lukulu, Luampa, Mongu, Nkeyema. Not too long ago, councils could not afford shovels for garbage collection under other governments. Some of them as far back as 2014, such as Libonda Secondary School, Limulunga Day Secondary School, Mitete Boarding, and the Nyengos Secondary School. Because of this, people of Western Province were a deprived lot. But however, today, Madam Speaker, I can attest to the fact that the above-mentioned sites have got contractors working on those projects. That shows leadership. In the agricultural sector, Madam Speaker, for this sector to make sense and to lift our people out of subsistence farming, it requires farmers to have the essential skills of modern productivity, which includes improved seed, affordable fertilizer. For too long, Madam Speaker, the prohibitive cost of fertilizer has been the single greatest challenge, stifling productivity and locking our farmers in a cycle of high input costs and low yields. Because of this, and because this president is different from the others, as indicated in the speech, he has found it important to take the path of domestic investment because he understands that true prosperity is not brought with imports. It is built with homegrown solutions. This decision embodies what leadership means. It is the courage to make strategies, investments today for self-sufficient and prosperous tomorrow, even when the benefits require patience and conviction. It is on this basis, Madam Speaker, that we are delighted to learn from the speech that nitrogen chemicals of Zambia will be able to produce 180,000 metric tons of ammonia, 300,000 metric tons of urea, 144,000 metric tons. It is an achievement all of us should be proud of.
However, Madam Speaker, while we rightly celebrate these gains, we must hasten to add that the country is yet to achieve its full potential in this sector. Our national success story has a missing chapter, and that chapter is written in Western Province. For too long, the Western Province has been an ignored sleeping giant in the tourism sector. This is a profound irony because Western Province hosts the second largest wildebeest migration on the entire African continent in Kalavo District's Liwa National Park, any event only surpassed by the strength Serengeti in Tanzania. Therefore, Western Province is home to the unique ecosystem of Liwa and the Siomangwezi National Parks, rare landscapes where humans and wild animals have learned to coexist in a remarkable balance. However, not too long has the province now poised for a transformative leap to boost the national tourism arrivals, thanks to a series of strategic infrastructure projects that are unlocking its immense potential, and thanks to this President, these activities include the following: the Luanginga and the Slanda bridges. The completed construction of the bridges across the Luanginga River had finally ended the era of seasonal isolation for Kalavo and the Liwa Plain, ensuring year-long access for tourists and the traders alike. Number two, aviation infrastructure. The upgrading of Kalavo Airport is progressing well, with designs concluded by the contracted consultant Zuru Barrow Development Consultants simultaneously. The expansion of Mong Airport is back in motion following the successful undertaking of property evaluations. These projects will connect the province to regional and international air networks. Number three, access roads. Critically, the government will soon embark on the construction of over 100 kilometers of access roads within and around the Liwa National Park. This will finally make the park's breathtaking wonders readily accessible to visitors. Madam Speaker, the previous inaction on these critical enablers was a classic failure of leadership, a failure to see the potential and failure to invest. This leadership is different. The vision to identify a sleeping giant, to invest strategically in its awakening, and to fully integrate the Western Province into the Southwest tourism corridor. This is not just about tourism, Madam Speaker. It is about economic diversification, job creation, and equitable development for the people of the West and for all Zambians. This President is building an enduring legacy of prosperity where others left a disastrous trail of destruction. In the energy sector, Madam Speaker, this President has taken power to Mitete for the first time since independence, and the people of that region are very happy, Madam Speaker. I can see my time has gone, so I'll go to my conclusion. All these things, Madam Speaker, are underpinned by the fact that the President has continuously reminded this House and the nation of his steadfast commitment to good governance. The achievements we see today are the direct result of the prudent utilization of public funds, a principle that is fundamentally incompatible with corruption. Therefore, we must not make the mistake. Therefore, we must not mistake the essential act of holding people accountable for a shrinking of democratic space. Democracy must never be misconstrued as a license for wantonness. Good governance can only thrive alongside responsible citizenship. Each one of us must uphold our end of the social contract. Otherwise, we are left with only the bare letter of the law to guide our interactions. It is in this spirit, Madam Speaker, that we thank the head of state for delivering a speech of profound, enduring relevance a speech for all times and seasons. Madam Speaker, I thank you.
For more time. Thank you very much. The Honorable Minister of Green Economy and Environment.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for according me this opportunity to join other honorable members of this august House in giving a vote of thanks on a very inspiring address made by His Excellency the President of the Republic of Zambia, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, during the official opening of the 5th session of the 13th National Assembly, which was delivered under the theme Consolidating Economic and Social Gains Towards a Prosperous, Resilient and Equitable Zambia. Madam Speaker, in his address, the President ably outlined a number of milestones which have been achieved by our government. The President also made the following key statement, and I wish to quote: "Sustainable development continues to be our guiding principle in our quest for socio-economic development. We are harnessing renewable energy, promoting sustainable agriculture, protecting our biodiversity, and fostering social equity." End of quote. Madam Speaker, this statement has given my ministry, the Ministry of Green Economy and Environment, impetus to champion the green growth agenda. As a ministry charged with the mandate of promoting the effective and sustainable management of the environment, while is facilitating support for adaptation and mitigation of the effects of climate change, I am delighted to inform this august House that the Ministry of Green Economy and Environment shall, 1, strengthen early warning systems in all districts in the country. Number 2, enhance the dissemination of weather information to our communities and farmers so that they can plan and make informed decisions. Number 3, ensure afforestation programs are further strengthened to expand and safeguard our forests, to further safeguard the forests from over-exploitation. The ministry will continue promoting alternative livelihoods. In addition, the ministry will strengthen and increase community forest management groups. This will enhance the ownership of forests by communities. Number 4, build synergies with other stakeholders that will ameliorate effects of climate change and improve resilience for our people. And number 5, the ministry will continue preventing and curbing pollution of water resources to protect human life and biodiversity by strengthening environmental compliance enforcement. Madam Speaker, the President made it very clear that we want to grow our economy, we want to mine, we want to grow the numbers in the mining sector, but we must mine without endangering the environment, without polluting the environment. Therefore, we want to echo his emphasis to urge the investors that they must always adhere to the regulations under the environment in our quest to continue protecting the environment. Madam Speaker, as I conclude, allow me to urge my fellow honorable members of this august House and other stakeholders in the nation's development agenda to take the pronouncements made by His Excellency the President of the Republic of Zambia seriously, as they have the potential of impacting the development trajectory of our nation positively. Madam Speaker, I submit.
Thank you very much. The Honorable Minister of Small Scale and Medium Enterprises.
Speaker, I would like to thank you for giving me this opportunity to add a voice to the President's speech during the official opening of the 13th session of the National Assembly. Let me start by thanking His Excellency the President, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, for delivering a well-thought-out speech which was not only inspiring but giving hope to many Zambians. The theme, Madam Speaker, of the President's speech was consolidating economic and social gains towards a prosperous, resilient, and equitable Zambia. The theme demonstrates the New Dawn administration commitment to promote and to the development of small and medium businesses in the country. Given that the SMEs represents 97% of all total businesses in the country and contribute 70% to the GDP and 88% for job creation. It is clear that His Excellency and the New Dawn government, or rather administration, have put priority and center of our SMEs in the country because they are the ones that are creating employment, wealth for our people. Madam Speaker, the New Dawn government, or rather UPND government, has prioritized micro, small, and medium enterprise development, transforming the economic agenda of SMEs, because SMEs are the backbone of our economy. Madam Speaker, our 2023 National MSME policy recognizes access to affordable finance. That is what the ministry came up with, and that our cooperatives as well, they also have been, we have also developed a policy so that we can also put emphasis on our cooperatives in the country. Madam Speaker, when we came into office, we realized that our SMEs were not given much emphasis where affordable financing was concerned. The New Dawn government, when we took office, we found the empowerment fund at 40 million kwacha throughout the year. And then the New Dawn government, through His Excellency Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, in 2021-2022, we increased the empowerment fund to 350 million. In 2022 to 2023, we increased to 392 million. 2023 to 2024, we increased again to 393. In 2024 to 2025, we increased again to 392. Madam Speaker, this demonstrates that we do care for our SMEs in the country. And the total from 2022 to 2023, it has now accumulated to 1.5 billion. This is the funds which has been given to our SME sector. And we've empowered over 84,000 SMEs across the country. True leadership, Madam Speaker, is measured in one's ability to recognize a challenge and to overcome it with a practical and tangible solution. Madam Speaker, the President in his speech recognizes that despite the remarkable improvement with our empowerment fund, still remains challenge where loan repayment are concerned. But Madam Speaker, we put up measures to make sure that we can tackle the repayment from our SMEs who have gotten loans from especially Citizen Economic Empowerment Commission. Number one, Madam Speaker, we have set up litigation measures where some defaulters have been served with demand letters. Number two, we've also rolled out nationwide mine transformation capacity building programs in all our 10 provinces to strengthen management accountability and financial redress. Number three, Madam Speaker, we have also intensified monitoring of projects and auditing those beneficiaries to make sure that they grow in their businesses. And number four, Madam Speaker, we've also implemented a program where we are calling Tamanga Tuesday. This is a program where we are calling on those that have gotten loans from Citizen Economic Empowerment Commission. We visit them, we call them, we encourage them to pay back. In conclusion, Madam Speaker, I would like to emphasize that micro, small and medium enterprises play a huge role in our Zambian economy. And as government, under the leadership of His Excellency Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, the President of the Republic of Zambia, we will continue, Madam Speaker, to support our SMEs and cooperatives. And in doing so, I wish to call upon all partners in the SME ecosystem to continue supporting the development of micro, small and medium businesses. The growth of our SMEs requires concerted effort between government, private sector and all the stakeholders so that we can create and build Zambia together through entrepreneurship. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. The Honorable Minister of Youth, Sport and Arts.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker, for this opportunity. Madam Speaker, allow me to say that when our colleagues on your left were debating, we were in this house, listening attentively, but I'm not happy that they are not here to listen to us also as we answer to the issues that were raised. Having said that, Madam Speaker, I want also again to appreciate you for according me this opportunity once again to debate on the speech presented by President Hakainde Hichilema on 12 September 2025 during the official opening of the 5th session of the 13th National Assembly under the theme Consolidating Economic and Social Gains towards a prosperous, resilient and equitable Zambia. Madam Speaker, I will confine myself to two issues, and that is economic transformation and also job creation, because this is where the young people are very attracted. And maybe through you, Madam Speaker, I want to address the young people of the Republic of Zambia and indeed the whole nation through you. Madam Speaker, our colleagues on your left, those that have left this house, should have been indeed here, because I want to talk about three issues. In the speech, the President talked about job creation. Our colleagues should have been the last people to talk about unemployment levels in this country. They should have been the last people to talk about that. Reason being, the decisions that we are making, we need to reflect on the decisions that we are making. Sometimes you may make very bad decisions. And these are some of the bad decisions that were made by our colleagues. That's the PF. Number one, on retirement, Madam Speaker. They had to increase retirement age from 55 to 65 years, meaning they added another 10 years.
But we need to be mindful of the fact that in that 10 years that was added, people were busy graduating. Young people were busy graduating every year. Let's assume, Madam Speaker, that those that were supposed to retire were 5,000 per year. For 10 years, about 50,000 young people couldn't find jobs because there was no space. People are not moving. They were still in those positions. So these are the issues that we need to interrogate as a country first and foremost. As that was not enough, again they had to come up with another bad decision, the employment freeze. We need to remind our people that this is where we are coming from. The employment freeze, what does that mean? It meant that no one can find space. But our young people were busy again graduating. They were busy graduating from universities, from colleges, and yet there was a blanket. There was something that could not allow these young people to find space. Number three, again, as that those two was not enough, they had again to make another decision of bringing back those people who were supposed to retire on contracts. I'm very much aware that indeed we have some skills that we can bring back, like in engineering, like doctors, but not surveyors, and also other sectors. So again, these three decisions that were made by our colleagues who have left this house made our young people not to find jobs. And that meant that the unemployment levels were going up. So even when they are in this house talking about unemployment levels, I want to repeat, they are supposed to be the last people. But I'm also concerned, Madam Speaker, by the fact that I don't expect, Madam Speaker, the opposition like the Patriotic Front to praise us or sing songs of praise to us. Because if we expect that, then we are living in a different world. We are not on Earth, maybe we are on Jupiter. I don't expect them to praise us. That's number one. But I think it is important that they appreciate something that is being done correctly. Now, when you are talking about job creation, Madam Speaker, in between 2021 and now, the President has, I think, indicated that 5,000 jobs across agro, just in agro supply chains, resulting in transforming of people's lives and also stimulation of rural economies across Zambia. So 5,000 jobs. Again, there is this insinuation, Madam Speaker, that this government is only employing teachers, this government is only employing nurses and doctors. That is not true. That is not correct, Madam Speaker. I'll give you statistics where this government has really employed a lot of young people. In the mining sector, for instance, Madam Speaker, Kitumba mine, because of the resuscitation of the mining sector, Kitumba mine alone has employed about 3,000. This is not in the education sector. This is not in the education sector, Madam Speaker. So we need that narration should be changed. Madam Speaker, this solar energy we have come up with, the 300 megawatts in Mamba, which employed about 600 young people. 95% of these are young people, Madam Speaker. And that's my interest. Talk about other solar plants, 50 megawatts, Goldie Energy, 135 megawatts, Madam Speaker, has employed more than 200. These are young people that are being employed. Correct. In the industrial yards, Madam Speaker, where Honorable Mvanga is, about 48,000 jobs have been created. That is not in education. That is not also in the teaching sector. Exactly. Madam Speaker, let us also again move. In Mingomba mine alone, Madam Speaker, has employed more than 1,000. Luvambe mine alone has employed more than 1,700. Mopani, minus those who have been there, more than 2,000 employees have been employed, and these 95% are young people. KCM, more than 1,000 have been employed. Let us talk about the expansion of S3. That is concerned, Madam Speaker. About 900 jobs have been created.
Kitumba mine alone, 3,000 jobs have been created. 28 shaft, to expect about 3,000 jobs being created. In Mimbula, about 200 have been created. Kalengwa, which 46 years ago was not there, it's here now, will also employ more than that. Talk about buyer seeds in Central Province. About 108 have been employed. So, Madam Speaker, when the PF is talking about unemployment levels, they should not talk about it. This government has come to make sure that we create job opportunities. And every credible leadership is measured by its credibility. Oh, sorry, Madam Speaker. Every credible leadership is measured by its capacity to fulfill promises. And one of the promises that President Hakainde made was to make sure that we are going to create credible employment, and this is what we have done. So, Madam Speaker, we are in the right trajectory. When you come to my ministry, when we are giving about 1,000 motorbikes, that is employment. And in fact, it's not only 1,000, because I may not be a rider myself who is owning that motorbike. Other persons may also join. So you create about two employment opportunities for the young people. So, Madam Speaker, when you talk about education for the 2,000, we are also employing another 2,000. Talk about 18,000 in health sector. So this government has really done tremendously well, Madam Speaker. So the people of Zambia should trust this government. They should not just listen to these noise, some of these noise makers, Madam Speaker. But as I said, we don't expect praise. We don't expect anything positive from our colleagues. Anything that is positive for them, it is negative. But I think the Zambian people are out there looking at what we have done in the last 4 years. Madam Speaker, if we are given more time, this government will really do a lot of things that could also help this economy to grow. So, Madam Speaker, with those few remarks, I want to submit. I thank you.
Thank you. The Honorable Minister of Southern Province.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for allowing us to make a submission to the President's speech. Madam Speaker, I rise to commend the Republican President, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, for his visionary and unifying address during the official opening of the 5th session of the 13th National Assembly on 12 September 2025. Madam Speaker, the President has once again provided us with a clear roadmap that calls us to action in advancing inclusive growth, strengthening governance, and enhancing service delivery for the benefit of every Zambian. Madam Speaker, the President's speech was not only inspiring, but also practical, by laying down key priorities for economic transformation, job creation, social protection, and national unity. Allow me to highlight how Southern Province is aligning with these presidential directives. Economic recovery and job creation, Madam Speaker. The President's speech underscored the importance of economic stability and job creation. Southern Province is well placed to respond as follows. Our role, Madam Speaker, is to implement government policy and projects. We shall continue to supervise and implement on the expanding agro-processing industries for maize, livestock and horticulture products to create jobs for our youth in the province. Correct. Revitalizing small and medium enterprises, SMEs, through access to affordable financing and skills training in line with the President's call to strengthen entrepreneurship.
Correct.
Promoting local content in procurement so that the business within our province benefit directly from government projects. Madam Speaker, we shall continue promoting more investments in the key sector areas such as energy, which has so far created more than 1,000 jobs in the province
and most of them are
this year, and also in the coal mining in addition. And agriculture, as highlighted by the President, agriculture remains the cornerstone of our economy. Southern Province is the nation's food basket, and we shall intensify irrigation developments to counter climate shocks and increase our contribution to the national yield in maize. We want to beat Eastern Province and Central Province in the next coming season. Madam Speaker, we shall continue to scale up extension services and digital platforms for our farmers across the 15 districts. We prioritize livestock disease control to safeguard our cattle industry, which is critical both to our province and the nation. Madam Speaker, we have embarked on a program to support our small-scale farmers in the creation of compartments to participate in the beef export market. We shall continue working with the Ministry of Fisheries and Livestock. Southern Province prides itself to have the highest number of cattle in the country. Under infrastructure, Madam Speaker, the President emphasized infrastructure as a driver of growth, and in line with this, we shall accelerate the upgrading of feeder roads to connect farming communities to markets, which we have done already together with all the members of parliament in the province. We shall continue to expand rural electrification and leverage renewable energy sources such as solar, thereby supporting schools, clinics, and small business industries in the province. Invest in modern water supply and sanitation systems to ensure dignity and health for our people. In education and human capital development, the President reminded us that the youth are the backbone of our future. In Southern Province, Madam Speaker, we shall continue the construction and rehabilitation of secondary schools, support free education and increase bursary schemes so that no child is left behind. Promote technical, vocational and entrepreneurship training centers to give our youth practical skills aligned to industry's demand. Madam Speaker, we commit ourselves to the construction of a public university in the province, and we have set this as a priority of the province. Tourism, growth and culture. The President pointed to tourism as a key growth sector. With Livingstone, the Victoria Falls and our cultural heritage, Southern Province will continue to strengthen tourism infrastructure and promote regional and international marketing of our sites. We continue to support cultural festivals that showcase our traditions and promote unity. Work with the communities to promote ecotourism and conservation, ensuring sustainability. Madam Speaker, climate change and environmental management. The President warned us about the dangers of climate change. In Southern Province, we shall scale up climate-smart agriculture to protect farmers from droughts and floods, enhance reforestation and community-based natural resource management, promote renewable energy adoption, particularly solar energy, to reduce reliance on unstable sources, good governance and decentralization. Madam Speaker, the President reaffirmed his commitment to accountable leadership and decentralization. As a province, we shall strengthen local councils in Southern Province to ensure services are closer to the people, promote citizen participation in decision-making and development planning, uphold transparency and accountability in all provincial projects. Madam Speaker, the President's message is clear. No Zambian, no province and no community should be left behind. Southern Province will be a model of the President's vision, driving economic growth, fostering unity and ensuring tangible development for every household. In conclusion, Madam Speaker, I would like to echo the President's call for shared responsibility. Development is not a duty of government alone, but all citizens. Together we will deliver the Zambia we want. A united, prosperous and resilient nation. Madam Speaker, because of the good works this government has done in the province, we commit ourselves to deliver 99.5% vote for President Hakainde Hichilema. Madam Speaker, I thank you.
The Honorable Provincial Minister of the Copperbelt Province.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. I rise on behalf of the people of Copperbelt Province, and indeed on my own behalf, to extend our profound gratitude to the President of the Republic of Zambia, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, for his inspiring and forward-looking speech delivered during the official opening of the 5th section of the 13th National Assembly that was held under the theme Consolidating Economic and Social Gains Towards a Prosperous, Resilient and Equitable Zambia on Friday, 12th September 2025. Madam Speaker, the President's address eloquently highlighted the progress our country continues to make under his leadership. We are grateful for his unwavering commitment to the national development and good governance, which resonates deeply with the people of Copperbelt and the entire country. In particular, we acknowledge the significant strides made by the government in infrastructure development. Our road network across the Copperbelt continues to receive remarkable improvement in enhancing connectivity and facilitating trade and economic activities that are vital for our province and beyond. Some of the notable roads government is working on. First of all, it's important also to take a walk into the past. Copperbelt, despite voting for PF from 2006, they gave them a road deal when it comes to road network. Whichever district you wanted to go to, you will think there was war. Let me talk about the notable roads which have been worked on. 327 kilometer Lusaka-Ndora dual carriageway, which extends to Masangano-Luansha Road. We have a brand new road from Masangano to Fisenge into Luansha. They completed Chingola-Kasumbalesa Road. This road was neglected. Completed. Surprised when one of the Honorable MPs yesterday was talking about Ndola Sakanya Mfrira Road, that is nothing happening. I don't think they live on the Copperbelt. We have already done more than 14 kilometers up to Sakanya border. And we are putting up a modern border post at Sakanya border there. The first ever 7 kilometers Chivuluma Road. Concrete road, the first ever. This has been commissioned. Madam Speaker, the Chiruma Road is very significant and memorable to some of us. This was the only road, Madam Speaker, the President was allowed to use. First of all, we should know that it was impassable. Whenever he is in Chingola, they were refusing him to allow him to pass through Kitwe town. They would take him to Kalulushi and then he will come and use the same road. 10 days before elections,
when we are about to get into Chiravombo as the vice president, first of all, we are told you don't have passports to go into Chiravombo. We went back, again we were not allowed to pass through Kitwe. We went around Kalulushi and we came to use this same road. The president vowed that I will fix this road. Right now, this 7-kilometer road has been commissioned as the first ever concrete road in the history of this country. As I'm talking, Madam Speaker, Copper Belt is a construction site. We have brand new roads in Rwansha, including Township Road, including the Industrial Road, and several selected roads in Rwansha are brand new roads. We just did the groundbreaking ceremony for Ndola Township Road, 16.2 kilometers, and we have been given another 20 kilometers, which will cater for all the 4 constituencies in Ndola. There is construction going on for the roads in Chirawombe right now. There is construction going on to do the roads in Chingola right now. There is construction going on for the roads in Kitwe, which I was inspecting 2 days ago, right now. 16.5 kilometers in Kitwe. They have again given us roads to cater for all the 5 constituencies in Kitwe. In short, we will have brand new road network on the Copper Belt province because of President Hakainde Hichilema. Madam Speaker, health sector has recorded notable improvement with the establishment of 6 new hospitals, 6 new level 1 hospitals. We have 4 modern state-of-the-art mini hospitals, 1 in Chifubu, Chamboli, 1 in Chimwemwe. The other one will be opening in the next few days in Bwanamukubwa with modern equipment. We have received more than 3,600 health workers. We were sitting at 43% when we just came in as government in terms of drugs. If you go to Copper Belt, we are now sitting between 85 to 90% in terms of drugs. That is healthy. Madam Speaker, education, the president calls it the best equalizer. He calls it the best investment. He calls it the best inheritance. Before we came into office, we only had 600,000 of our children going to school, struggling to pay school fees. Right now, because of this President Hakainde Hichilema, because of free education, we are sitting at 1.2 million children going to school, meaning that 600,000 had no chance to go to school. That offered in Kapoto, that offered in Mpongwe, that offered in Twapia has been given chance to go to school. We have delivered 658,000 new desks. Children were sitting on the floor. We have received about 6,000 teachers. We have sponsored more than 50,000 of our children who are going to boarding school under CDF. We have trained more than 20,000 youths and doing skills. What can we say about this? Because of President Hakainde Hichilema. Madam Speaker, let me say that for a long time, the mining sector on the Copper Belt was in ICU. The mining sector was dead. It's not debatable. I've been saying SCM was in ICU. I've been saying Mupane was in the mortuary. I've been saying 28 Shaft was at the graveyard because it was closed 23 years ago. As we are talking, all these mines are working. Mupane managed to pay $250 million to the contractors and suppliers. They even paid Kitwe City Council 87 million kwacha. Again, Chain Reaction, Kitwe City Council paid the retirees who waited for their money for a long time. In short, the mining sector is back to life. Madam Speaker, let me talk about CDF quickly, which is the game changer. When this administration took office, it made bold commitments to increase CDF from a mega 1.6 million to 36.1 million today. This time, Madam Speaker, we have done thousands of projects on the Copper Belt. 2,391 classrooms have been renovated and built on the Copper Belt province. 607 talked about the desks which have been delivered. 175 staff houses have been built. 2,313 boreholes have been constructed and equipped. Madam Speaker, there is construction going on in almost all the wards on the Copperbelt province because of CDF. Madam Speaker, let me quickly talk about Cash for Work program, which has provided thousands of our citizens with not only a source of income, but also dignity and hope for the Copperbelt province. More than 190,000 people are benefiting from Cash for Work. Water is life. You saw he came to commission Kafulata Dam, which was abandoned. Ghana water, Mlonga water, they have been given money to fix the water problems in Kitwe, Chirabombwe. In short, water is being sorted out in almost all the districts. I will go on and on and on and on. Madam Speaker, I want my colleagues from the opposition to know that 2026 they will ask them a question. That when all these things were happening, Mukarikuli, meaning where were you when the province was closed? In short, President Akainde's speech and what he has done is done wonders, and the people of Copperbelt are set to give him more votes than he got in 2021. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
The honorable member wanted to raise a point of order. What's the point of order? What's the point of order?
Madam Speaker, may I be protected from your good people on the right?
Order, honorable members. Let's allow the honorable member to raise his point of order. Yes.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. I rise pursuant to Standing Order 71. Madam Speaker, the minister who was speaking, he was giving out figures without proof. Where did he get the 600,000 pupils that were on in the road and now we've got 1.2 million without providing any proof, Madam Speaker? What proof has he got, Madam Speaker, that one citizen in this country, who is now the current president, was not allowed to drive on those roads in this country, Madam Speaker? I seek your serious guidance, Madam Speaker. We cannot be misleading the public like this. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Honorable member for Kasanengwa, most of the day today you were not even in the house. You just came in. You came in just shortly, maybe about 20 minutes ago. And then you were not even following the debate. And then you come and raise a point of order. That point of order is not admitted. I'm giving guidance and you are talking. So I think my point of order was just raised to disrupt the proceedings. Because I'm guiding and then you are talking. So what is the basis? What is the reason for? What's the point of making a point of order? And when you are guided, you are talking. You didn't even hear what I was saying. Anyway, as the time is 16:40, I suspend business for 20 minutes for a health break.
Good afternoon. You are watching Parliament Television. The House has just gone on a 20 minutes health break. Business of the House will resume at 17 hours. And just before the break, the Honorable Minister for Copperbelt Province, Mr. Elisha Matambo, has just finished adding his voice to the motion of thanks that has been moved, that was moved by Chisamba Member of Parliament, Chushi Kasanda.
And earlier on, we did see thus Southern Province Minister, Honorable Credo Nanjua, debate to the motion of thanks. And also did see Sports and Arts Minister, Honorable Elvis Sinkandu, also debating the motion of thanks.
And others who have debated include the Minister of Defense, Honorable Ambrose Lifuma. We also had the Minister of Agriculture, Honorable Ruben Mutolo, and also Minister for Western Province, Mr. Kaperwamba Ngweta, as well as the Minister for Green Economy and Environment, Honorable Mike Mposha, as some of the members of Parliament that have added their voice to the motion of thanks that is still under consideration. And President, we'll look at what has been discussed on the floor of the House from the time business started at 14:30 hours.
Yes, Pauline, earlier on we did see the House considering 4 questions for oral answer under Standing Order 80, and these are ordinary questions, and one of the questions, this is question 21, came from Mr. Manuel Tembo, Member of Parliament for Thera constituency. He wanted to find out from the Minister of Home Affairs and Internal Security whether the government has any plans to construct a correctional facility in Luangwa district, and this question was responded by the acting Minister of Home Affairs and Internal Security, and this is the Minister of Defense, Honorable Ambrose Luigi Lufuma MP, and he did respond in that question that government has plans to construct a 400 inmates correctional facility in Luangwa district, and if so, when the plans will be implemented. And the minister's response was when funds are made available, and section C of the question did not apply because government has plans to construct, and because the minister wanted to find out if there are no such plans, why. So this question was non-applicable because government has plans.
And one of the 4 questions that was also came for consideration on the floor of the House came from Lowezi Member of Parliament, Mr. Raphael Mavenga, and he directed his question to the Minister of Local Government and Rural Development, in which he wanted to know whether government has any plans to rehabilitate feeder roads in Mlowezi district, and if so, when the plans will be implemented, and what the estimated cost of the project is, and if there are no plans, why. And in response to this question, the minister did indicate to the House that yes, plans are there and they will be implemented once funds are made available, and the total cost on the cost that will be required once this is implemented, the minister did say that the cost will be known once the condition assessment is done, and so this is what the response of the government has been. So those were just some of the questions that have been answered on the floor of the House. The others will come later at the end of business for today. So just now we take a break.